In the quiet embrace of dusk, when the sun slips beneath the horizon and the shadows stretch long across the land, stories begin to stir. Among these tales, one stands out, whispered among the winds and carried through the canyons, the legend of the Skinwalker. A figure woven into the fabric of Navajo folklore, the Skinwalker embodies both fear and fascination, a creature that walks the fine line between the familiar and the grotesque. The Skinwalker, or naaldlooshii in the Navajo language, translates to "with it." He goes on all fours. This term conjures images of a being that can shapeshift into any animal it desires. In the lore of the Navajo people, this transformation is not merely a mystical ability. It is a profound violation of sacred beliefs. A Skinwalker is often described as a witch, someone who has gained this power through dark practices, specifically the act of killing a close family member. This heinous act grants them the ability to become a Skinwalker, but it also binds them to a life of darkness and malevolence. As the sun dips lower and the dusky hues envelop the land, it is said that the Skinwalkers emerge from their hiding places. The air thickens with tension, and the night transforms into a playground for these malevolent entities. People who have encountered them often describe a chilling sensation, as if the very essence of fear is breathing down their necks. How many tales have been shared around campfires, the flames flickering ominously as the shadows dance. Tales of unsuspecting travelers who hear the sound of animal paws padding softly behind them, only to turn and find nothing but the empty night. One particularly chilling story comes from a small Navajo community nestled amidst the sprawling desert. A young man, eager to prove his bravery, decided to venture out alone as night fell. He had heard the warnings, of course, but the thrill of the unknown overshadowed his caution. With only the dim light of a flashlight to guide him, he wandered deeper into the wilderness, dismissing the strange sounds that echoed around him. It wasn't long before he began to feel watched. The sensation prickled at the back of his neck, sending shivers down his spine. He turned suddenly, catching a glimpse of something darting between the trees, an animal perhaps. A coyote, he thought. But the sound that followed was unlike any creature he had ever encountered. A low growl, guttural and menacing. It was then that the stories began to flood his mind. Tales of Skinwalkers, of their cunning, and their insatiable hunger for chaos. Just as he was about to turn back, a chilling howl pierced the air, a sound that seemed to resonate from deep within the earth itself. It echoed around him, each note laced with a sinister intent. His heart raced, and instinctively, he knew he was not alone. In that moment, the shadows, which had merely been a backdrop to his adventure, morphed into something much darker. The growl returned, this time closer, more pronounced, as if the very night was alive and breathing down his neck. He stumbled back, panic surging through him. As he turned to flee, he caught sight of something, an unnatural figure standing just beyond the reach of his flashlight beam. It was hunched, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light, reflecting a hunger that sent ice coursing through his veins. It was not a coyote. It was a Skinwalker. In that moment, the tales he had dismissed as mere folklore became terrifyingly real. He ran, adrenaline propelling him through the dense underbrush, branches clawing at his skin as he pushed forward. The howling followed, a relentless reminder of the creature now in pursuit. With every step, he could feel the darkness closing in around him, the whispers of the night growing louder, taunting him. Just as he thought he might escape, a flash of movement caught his eye, a blur that passed so quickly he could hardly comprehend it. It was then he realized the Skinwalker was toying with him, reveling in the chase. He burst through the trees and into a clearing, the moonlight spilling down like a silver blanket. He could see the outline of his home in the distance, a beacon of safety. But the shadows along the periphery seemed to shift, morphing into shapes that danced just beyond the light. Could others feel his fear? Did they sense the darkness that clung to him? As he neared his home, he dared to look back, a rush of defiance surging through him. But the sight that met his gaze was a haunting one. The Skinwalker stood at the edge of the trees, its form shifting, almost flickering like a flame. It didn't seem like an animal anymore. It was something far more sinister, a grotesque imitation of humanity and the wild combined. With a final burst of energy, he reached his door, slamming it shut behind him. He locked it tight, the sound echoing in the stillness. He pressed his back against the door, breathless, heart pounding. But even inside, he could feel its presence, the weight of something watching, waiting. The haunting howl echoed through the night, a promise of what lurked just outside the threshold. It is said that the Skinwalker does not merely hunt, it feeds on the fear of its victims. The more fear it instills, the stronger it becomes. This sinister relationship between the Skinwalker and its prey has led many to believe that the legends themselves are a cautionary tale, an admonition to respect the unknown, to honor the boundaries of life and death. As dusk settles into night, the stories of the Skinwalker take on a life of their own. They are not just tales told for entertainment. They represent the cultural fears and the historical struggles of the Navajo people. In a world where ancient traditions clash with modern existence, the Skinwalker serves as a reminder of the consequences of straying from the path of respect and reverence for the natural world. Many elders in the community warn their children never venture out alone, especially at dusk. They speak of the Skinwalker in hushed tones, their eyes glancing nervously toward the shadows. The fear is palpable, a living entity that binds them together in shared caution. For the Skinwalker is not just a creature. It is a manifestation of all that is dark and unknown in the world, a reminder that some things are best left undisturbed. And so, as darkness descends and the stars blink into existence, the tales continue. Around campfires, the stories are recounted, each retelling imbued with a new layer of intensity. The fire crackles, sending embers into the night sky, and the listeners lean in, captivated, their hearts quickening at the thought of what might be lurking just beyond the light. The legend of the Skinwalker is woven into the very fabric of Navajo culture. It serves as a bridge between the past and the present, reminding all who hear it of the delicate balance between man and nature, light and dark. As the night deepens and the air grows heavy with the weight of the unknown, the whispers of the Skinwalker linger, a haunting melody that echoes long after the fires have died down. And when the dawn finally breaks, casting her golden rays upon the world, the shadows retreat, but the stories remain, etched in the hearts of those who dare to listen. The Skinwalker at dusk, a legend that thrives in the twilight, where the familiar blurs into the frighteningly unknown, and where every rustle in the night might just carry the weight of 1,000 tales yet to be told.